Alien theorist theorizing. Case file 23. Mr. Conspiracy's back.
I'm back.
And he brings his current list of topics, including paranormal and whatever the fuck he wants to say.
Oh, yeah. Tonight only, Mr. Paranormal. Paranormal Power Hour.
Oh, it's kind of an impromptu case file, but we're going to see what happens here. And
we're drinking.
Well, I'm Zell.
I am Mr. Paranormal.
Braden he's MIA. We don't know what the fuck happened to this guy.
He's working for something.
We don't
doing
know
something.
We don't know what the fuck he's doing.
And we don't know anything.
He won't tell us. He won't answer our calls. He won't come on the podcast. I'm sure he'll be back probably next week, but for this week, fucking MIA.
We've guessed Men in Black, that he might be associated with them.
It's a very strong possibility that he is working for MIB, probably alongside Will Smith.
Hopefully Tommy Lee Jones is still there.
Anyways, I don't know. We're having a couple of beers here. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Old Milwaukee Standard. I'm drinking Pinstripe Blondes. What do you got?
Yeah, Pinstripe Blondes.
You got Pinstripe Blondes? Anyways, yeah, we're gonna tackle some paranormal and some alien.
First,
Space news. Mr. Paranormal, what do you got for space news?
Okay, something small. The sun had its biggest solar flare. Okay, there we go. That's
Yeah, you get your mic close, eat that mic, and there you go.
July 25th, it had the biggest solar flare of 2016 so far.
What is that measurable? Do they say how big that actually is?
I don't think so.
It's just fucking. It's big.
It was big.
It's big.
Biggest one of the year so far.
All right. So there was some sick auroras that we probably missed. Is that what you're saying?
Most likely, but when I looked earlier, it said that it was quiet for auroras.
Oh, there you have it.
So no auroras.
No auroras. You know what? Someone on Twitter actually sent us a video of how auroras are formed and how they affect Earth, but I didn't really watch it. I didn't really watch it, but I kind of know how they're formed.
All right.
They shoot some shit out, some solar wind, hits the magnetic field of Earth, bends around Earth, creates some crazy magnetic colors, and then flies off into space around us. So
that's interesting, to say the least. Okay, we got a new theory about black holes coming out of Harvard.
Oh, so you know it's
apparently this is the legit one. They've figured it out. Black holes bend and twist space-time like you would a long piece of taffy.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And they've got some sort of evidence, a video that shows their theories. So I read it, and it's...
So you're saying hashtag look it up?
Hashtag look it up. Look it up.
And it makes sense because black holes pull space and time in their own direction and create ripples through space. We've actually talked about that before on space news.
Oh man, there's so many interesting theories about this, but I mean,
I wish I was smarter. I could really fucking understand what they were, but it's fucking cool. Another space news.
What do you got?
Venus is climbing in the sky right now. So if you look up in the if you're in a Western country, Northern Hemisphere, you'll see Venus slowly work its way into the morning sky. Right now it's pretty low, so if there's any mountains or trees in your way, you won't see it, but in the next couple of weeks, she'll be popping up.
All right. That's not bad. I don't know if you guys have talked about this one yet.
Well, probably.
The new dwarf planet discovered far beyond Pluto.
What do you mean?
Okay, so they discovered another planet past Pluto.
Like they actually seen it, or there's like signs that there's another planet out there?
They've seen it. And they say it orbits the sun once every 700 years. So that's pretty big. They're calling it 2015 RR245 is its name. Look it up.
It's fucking memorable.
Look it up. Yeah, it's not that interesting. But hey, there's another one.
Is it? Do they know how big it is? Is it's another dwarf planet like Pluto, or is it bigger than?
Saying it was another dwarf. So interesting.
So it's not Nibiru.
I don't think so.
Did you listen to the last case file?
No. Come on. I've never listened to one of these.
Fucking guy. Comes
Like,
back
keep
in
it
town
going.
every few months, and then he just shows up like he owns the place. And then,
Oh,
well, that's pretty cool, though. I don't know.
yeah, it's not bad. So you know the old theory, and they say that in the pictures of the moon and when the moon landing, that it was faked because you couldn't see any stars in the background and shit like that.
Oh, don't get me started on the moon landing. Me and Braden are always battling about the moon landing. But anyways,
so the new one, right? The New Horizon just sent pictures of Pluto.
right?
Have you seen them? Have you seen the photo of it?
No, I haven't actually.
No,
But
it's a planet.
looks like a planet.
Theory that it is photoshopped over the Death Star or over our moon to make it resemble another planet, because there's again no other light in the picture, no stars, nothing.
I know why there's a good explanation for why there's no stars, but because we've been drinking and I've forgotten. I can't recall right now. So
Okay.
the moon case file is coming up. We're gonna go all theories about the moon, inside, outside, backside, dark side. We're gonna do it. But right now, man, I'm on board saying NASA covers stuff up and they doctor stuff and they do lie. But I think it's more about not about like faking space. I think it's more about faking extraterrestrials on the moon and other planets possibly. But that'll be another case file.
Isn't it like? Doesn't that seem like you're just trapped in such a big lie that you just can't come back and be like, yeah, okay, everything's real. Like you just have to keep saying no.
No. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking.
Like why not just release it? Release everything you got. There's so many hidden files and shit.
Well, it just goes with the rest of like alien conspiracies. They kind of know we know, but they will not fully disclose.
Fucking dicks, man.
Of all there's like hundreds and hundreds of people, like the Disclosure Project and all these other things. People coming forth and they want to testify in front of U.S. Congress, saying about these UFOs, like they've seen them. Not necessarily saying that they're alien, but they're just unidentified objects in the sky. They see them. There's never an explanation for them. And then it's just like swept under the rug like it never happened. It's fucking weird.
I wonder how many times a day we get visited. If that number even exists. Maybe it's more of a time period.
Well, I don't think it's visited. I think they're just here. If there's aliens on the planet or visiting planet, I think they're here. Like they're not coming and going. Or if they're coming and going, then they're interdimensional beings, like we've talked about before. And you know what? That's a good segue to paranormal.
Hey, there you go.
Because
I got lots of space news tonight, but
Oh, you want more space news?
no, I don't. I can turn those other ones. They're
No, if you got more space news, just throw it out real quick.
real quick. Jupiter had its first recorded aurora that we photographed.
I think we've talked about that before, but
Did you?
Yeah.
Damn.
But it is
It
cool.
was fucking interesting. It was so cool to look at.
It's cool that other planets have auroras, so it's not like Earth is just a random.
Yeah.
It's just like a standard thing for planets to develop, like a magnetic field to deflect the sun's radiation, like that. Pretty cool.
Look it up.
Hashtag look it up. Oh, speaking of looking up, we wanted Dan on, but couldn't get him. So
No Dan tonight. No Dan.
we're a 2-person podcast. We're gonna try and have our paranormal correspondent, Nick, come on here pretty quick. He'll probably be joining us shortly, but hopefully soon.
Okay, what do we got? Angels, demons, spirits, and titties. Infestations.
Is that one topic?
Yeah, no, that's just. I mean, let's talk about them. Like, what do you think can actually happen? Is there beings, entities, spirits, just energy forms? Like, can they walk? Like I've had some experiences where I really can't explain it in my house.
Talking about like
Awkward footsteps, and like, you think it's just a ghost like walking through, and we catch a little bit of like the sound, but
so you say angels, demons. What else did you say?
angels, demons, spirits, entities.
So just all the unexplained anomalies that happen on a day-to-day, like people always, they report, they can't really prove them. They very rarely get any type of video footage. Yet there's so many people claiming that they see these things and experience this type of thing that it's hard not to believe in a way, I think, personally.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is hard.
there's like different theories for it. There's like either okay, if we go paranormal, let's say paranormal is there's like it's deceased loved ones and like past humans, and their spirit is trapped in our realm.
Well,
And it just doesn't. Why? It doesn't make sense. Like why?
Just
Okay, say yeah, we
unexplainable,
we live for 75 years and we die. And I've heard reports saying before that when you die, your body is automatically like I think it's like 21 or 23 grams lighter, and they said that is your spirit leaving your body.
Well, I mean, your bowels empty themselves when you die.
It's just people.
Could it be that?
Well, it could be, but from all I hear, it's like as soon as people die, you're just a little bit lighter.
So they're saying that's like your soul,
like your soul, like your energy form leaving you,
your life force,
your life force. Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
you want to call it.
So that's like one theory is just like you die, and for whatever reason, your spirit doesn't pass to the next dimension or wherever it goes to the next realm. It lingers here for years or just like days, months, years, whatever it is. And you, for some reason, feel it that you need to haunt the people around you.
Okay, so here's a quick another topic. Have you ever seen and heard about, obviously you know about the Annabelle doll?
What?
The Annabelle doll, the haunted doll?
I don't know. Probably.
So now there's lots of
I
cases.
hate haunted, especially like little porcelain dolls and shit. Ever since that movie fucking Chucky.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I hated that shit.
Ever since that movie, I just fucking...
Have you watched it recently?
No.
I laughed so hard at it. Oh,
probably doesn't hold out, but whatever.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it was great. So, I mean, is that just, like, is that a person? Is that a demon? How is that entity, like, getting in and using these dolls as, I don't know, a means of getting our attention?
Honestly, it doesn't make... Okay, let's say you die and your spirit leaves you. How does a spirit infect a non-human body? Like, sure, it's a doll. It looks like a human. It has, like, arms and legs, but doesn't have joints. It can't talk. Like, how the fuck does it move and shit? Like, that... For me, like, how... It just... Like, how? Like, just fucking
I can't
how?
grasp it. There's no way. You could think for hours about it.
Like, it's those type of paranormal things that I'm like, cool to think about. I would like that to be true. Like, I really, really would. I've never had any personal experience, but for like a haunting of an object, I don't have any good theories on why that would happen.
No,
I don't.
No.
Do you? Like, why would you? Like, why would your spirit or whatever it is, like, or another spirit like infiltrate our dimension to haunt a fucking plastic doll?
And like, what do you just like? You're just gonna piss people off? Like,
you're just fucking with people. You're just scaring people.
For what? What's your reason?
That's like
why? Yeah. Fuck, man. There's too many questions with that one. Too many.
Well, just like the paranormal in general is like, I believe in multiple universes, like alternate dimensions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And for me, like the paranormal, I think that's what it is. I think if all these people like witnessing like ghosts and stuff is just like an overlapping of dimensions. And I'm going to get to that because we were talking about in the last case file. We're going to talk about shadow people. So right now, actually, this is actually a great segue. We're going to get our paranormal correspondent on, and we're going to talk about shadow people. 1 second.
Right, let's get Nick on the line.
Come on, Nick. Hello,
Yo.
Nick. Hello, Nick.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Oh, we're on the
what's
line
going
with
on,
our
Nick?
paranormal correspondent, Nick, coming straight from where you from? California somewhere?
Yeah, I'm out in LA.
Out in
Oh,
LA?
nice.
I'm about to relocate to Houston soon.
To Houston. Why the move?
But that's where my whole family is.
All right.
I
Going
thought
back
somebody
home.
had you on the run.
Yeah,
The government is out for you.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Cool,
So what's
man.
going on, guys?
Well,
How's everyone been?
we're good. Brain's not here tonight. That little fucker, he's MIA. Dan's MIA. So it's just me and Mr. Conspiracy. Or for tonight, it's Mr. Paranormal. So.
Mr. Paranormal.
Awesome.
Yeah, man,
Awesome.
we're talking about ghosts, and the last thing we just left off was haunted objects, like haunted dolls and stuff like that. What's your take on well, first of all, what's your take on this, like the supernatural ghosts and whatnot? What do you think that is?
You know, when I started doing like ghost hunting back in the day, before I kind of took a hiatus from it, anything that knocked or anything, I always thought that was a ghost. It's a ghost.
Me too. Yeah,
Dust is ghost. But I've stepped back from that, and when I'm very skeptical now.
Right.
And I'll touch base on that. But I've always thought that a spirit, you have a choice. I think there is another side. I'm not religious. I don't believe that if you're bad, you're going to go straight to hell.
Right.
But I think there's a choice there. You can either go or stay. Then there's another, another thought that I've had, that maybe what we are seeing as ghosts is just another like existence that just kind of bleeds into ours and then just goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buddy, I know exactly what you mean on that one, because I've been talking about that. I think the paranormal is like a meshing of a different dimension over top of ours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what I believe, because we were talking about, like, okay, like say you die and your spirit, it leaves you, and like it doesn't make sense. Like, why does your spirit stay, and why does it haunt objects, or why does it haunt a place? I don't know what why, like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe
like,
there's
why?
just weird rips in the space-time continuum.
Well, when it comes to like haunted objects, I've always thought that's something that's nothing that does with the ghost. I've always believed that's nothing that does with the ghost. I think that's completely demonic. Now I've got another take on demons and angels and stuff.
Okay,
you know,
no, like, yeah, we're because we're alien theorists. We love the alien conspiracies. Why and
love them.
We fucking love them.
Yeah.
But the paranormal, the paranormal and the alien conspiracies are probably somewhat meshed over top of each other in some way. So what's your take on aliens, demons, angels? Like, what's the relation? Like, what's the difference between a demon, angel, and just like a paranormal, like, spirit?
Well, when it comes on the angels, I've always believed in ancient aliens. I believe that what we perceived as angels, or quote unquote God, was an extraterrestrial coming and helping us along, or, you know, however you want to look at it, DNA splicing us from apes or whatever, you know. But when it comes down to demons, when so-called angels fell, there was people here. This whole planet had a bunch of people on it, and, you know, they're not angels anymore, so they're gonna, you know, knock boots with the people that were down here. And what I believe is those babies that were born, those hybrid angelic human babies, they're not good enough for heaven because they were rejected. Those angels were kicked out of heaven. You know what I mean?
Okay, like,
and
what okay, before you go farther, like, a fallen angel, like, what's heaven? Like, what, like, this is the part of me, because I'm non-religious. I don't believe. Well, I believe in a creator. I believe in, like, a higher power, but not. I don't believe in. I don't believe in the Bible and shit. So what is heaven, and where like, what's a fallen angel?
I guess you could probably say a fallen angel is. I guess you could say it was an alien that probably. You know what? Now that I think about it, you can have an alien that's probably been exiled.
Yeah.
Okay. If he's been exiled to a planet, and this happens to be the planet he's exiled to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's a good thought. I've never thought of that at all. Now that I think about it.
Like, okay, if you go back to, like, we just did the Anunnaki, right? Where the Anunnaki empire came to Earth.
Yeah.
Supposedly or allegedly spliced humans with whatever type of advancing species on the planet, whether it be like Homo sapiens or Homo Neanderthal or those other type of human, like, prior humans.
Right.
So is that is that the God? Are those, like, is that the angel? Is that, like, I'm confused.
That very well could be. You know, that very well could be. You said, I think when I heard that episode, it's a planet that just kind of gets close and all this junk comes off of it, more or less, and then lands here, wasn't it? Correct. I'm sorry if I forgot that episode. It's been like a couple of weeks, and I had surgery, and I was a little loopy when I heard that one.
No, like, the theory is that, yeah, like, their planet came by, or for whatever reason they had to come to Earth to mine for gold or whatever type of elements, either to prolong their life or heal their atmosphere on their planet before they returned. And in the meantime, to collect more gold, they created us to mine it for them. So we're like a slave race.
Take this. What if those that came down and they were mining gold got left behind?
That's a possibility.
Well, yeah, why not?
And it's not even a fallen angel. It's just someone that got left behind.
So that maybe there was just an argument on a spacecraft long
exactly.
time ago.
And they're like, you know what? Screw you. We're leaving you behind. And they just take off, you know?
Yeah, some ancient beings that were probably a way better race than we are. One gets kicked off, shows us how to build pyramids, and advances our civilization just with what he knows. And he's created as a god, a king, and we worship him way back in the day. And then, I'm sure he's dead by now, but...
Well, yeah, it very well could be because, like, it could not even be actually get kicked off this planet, just like a difference of opinion, like, oh, we should go to this planet to try and do this, and then the rest of this planet, like, no, we're going to stay on our planet, we're going to continue on life as we know it. So, like, it was like a division. They came to Earth.
It could be like a pilgrimage, pretty much.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
But, like, to go back, okay, so angels and demons on the paranormal side, like the Anunnaki, awesome fucking theory. I really like it. Obviously, we don't know, but the paranormal, like, when people say they see ghosts and they say they see demons or they hear demons or people get possessed by demons, what is that? Like, where do we go? Where do we start with that?
You know, demons. See, you've changed my whole thinking on this thing. I don't even know what to say about it now. You guys throwing theories at me that I've been stuck on forever. You guys have got me all combobulated now. You guys are throwing hardball questions at me early.
This is what we're doing. We're theorizing. Give us your best thought. What do you think?
What I'll do is I'll put the Anunnaki aside, off to the side, and I'll just say what I've always just kind of believed in.
Sure.
I've heard a quote unquote exorcism.
Okay.
All right. I've never been in a room with one, and I kind of don't want to ever be in a room with them. But what I've heard from just mainstream media, there's this the lady, they're doing an exorcism on her, and this lady sounds like she's got 6 people in her. It sounds like 6 people are talking at one time. And when I heard that, it raises the hairs on your skin, man. It gives you the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Now,
I wonder if it's actually, 6 different, like if it's demons that are inside her, or she's having some sort of weird epileptic shock where her vocal cords are just vibrating. I'm thinking,
how much of it's actually real?
Yeah.
And how much of it is you took too much drugs or you're just flipping out?
Well,
you know?
Well, the way I think about it, like, I believe that shit is real. Like, what's happening, like, she's speaking like that is real, but not necessarily that she's possessed by a higher force, like a demon. It made us, because, like, we don't fully understand human consciousness. We don't really.
Exactly.
No idea.
It's the one thing that we don't as scientists don't understand completely.
No, like
we can't.
People have no fucking idea, like, why are we conscious like we are, and why we think, and why do we reason, how do we reason? So like these type of possessions, let's say, is just like an error in the human consciousness almost.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
it could be.
Like, I'm not a scientist, but scientifically, like, when I think, like, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense is, sure, yeah, you could be possessed and you'd be speaking in these crazy, like, almost like a different language with like 6 different overtones in your own voice. But
yeah,
like human vocal cords are fucking crazy. So
right. Well, when you look at like some people that say they're demonologists, how do they study demonology? How do you know those kind of things? We don't know. No. I hate to say it. I got my beliefs. You know, like you said, you believe in a higher power. Don't believe in, religion so far. That's like me. But I mean, how do you study demonology? How do you study aliens? I mean, there's nothing concrete to go off of.
No. Yeah.
And that's why it's completely theory. It's completely theory. Now, like I said, the ghost, I believe that, you don't have to move to the other side. But I've always believed also that when you die, you just kind of jump into a different existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that's what happens.
Well, it's crazy because, like, theoretical physicists, it's like a prevailing theory that, like, the multiverse, like superstring theory, is there's multiple universes coexisting alongside of ours at the same time. So when people say, like, okay, we want to talk about shadow people for a second. You heard of shadow people?
I've heard of plenty of shadow people stories.
Right. So these shadow people, in my opinion, because I've listened to I listened to a video of Stephen Hawking giving his account of shadow people in like a shadow universe.
Oh, that could be interesting.
It's super interesting because if you think about it, like we know we can visibly see 30% of our galaxy or our universe, and then the rest is like dark matter and dark energy, and we don't know what the fuck it is. So his thinking is that dark matter and dark energy is a non-visible spectrum of a different dimension overlapping ours. So these shadow people, he says, there very well could be shadow universes, shadow galaxies, shadow people coexisting alongside us in a completely different existence as
we just can't see them.
As we can feel them and we can kind of see them, but you cannot interact because it's a completely different universe. But it's just like the slip in space time, or whatever you want to call it, is kind of like overlapping universes.
Well, when it comes to shadow people, most stories I ever hear, they're in the middle of sleep paralysis when they see them.
Yeah, you have the sleep like the old hag syndrome and the sleep paralysis.
I've experienced a sleep paralysis shadow person.
Okay, give us your account.
Okay, and now I'm going to tell you now, that scared the living shit out of me.
I could imagine because I've heard the stories and it sounds fucking terrifying, but I never had one. But
it was probably about 5 years ago. I was with my wife. We were laying in bed, and she was knocked out sleeping, and I woke up. Probably about, it was the middle of the night. I can't tell you what time it was exactly, but I woke up. I was laying on my back. I was staring up at the ceiling. I woke up. I could not move. Couldn't move for anything. And when that happens, I don't know if you guys have ever felt it, but you get like a miniature panic attack because you're like, I can't move my body, you know? But I remember looking up and I could see a shadow because my bed was up against the wall. There was a shadow on the wall, like near the ceiling. Now, I didn't try to panic. I was just trying to move any part of my body. And something that, whatever was attached to the shadow, it turned. And it turned like it turned to look at me.
Oh, my God.
And it went right out the window and I could move. And I was like, you know, like, holy what the shit. Fuck?
Oh, hey, hang on a second. We have another alien theorist calling in here.
I love it.
All right.
Hello?
Does that break Nick off of the conversation?
It does for a second. Hello, Braden.
Braden, are you there?
Hello?
Braden, you're on with Mr. Conspiracy and Zell.
Hello. So, you got way too much background.
Is this the famed Meteor Studios?
It sure is.
Am I speaking with a couple of alien theorists who might happen to be theorizing?
You're about to get hung up on if you don't get that background noise out of the way.
I can't. I'm in a park. I'm on the streets.
On the streets. What are you doing?
With the people.
With the people.
Just wanted to call in, give you guys a...
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Braden, you were cutting out.
Oh shit! We got some alien noises going on here.
What is going on? What are you? Are you looking for UFOs in this park? Is that what's going on here?
Braden's got to go. He's all fucked up here.
Okay.
Nick.
Yo.
Okay, we got you back. We tried to get Braden on. He fucked up, so we're back now.
He's lost.
His lost. Fuck him. Anyway, so I forgot what we were talking about. Actually,
what were we talking about?
My shadow.
Oh,
that's right.
The shadow person. He got off. He ran out the window, or something like that.
Yeah, it just kind of, and it wasn't like a run. It was like he got like sucked out the window. It was like a vacuum, and that scared the living shit out of me at the time. You know.
So as soon as he got sucked out the window, your paralysis left. Like you could move after that.
Yeah, I could move. I felt like I could breathe again. It was crazy.
So you were awake the whole time. Like it wasn't like he left, you fell asleep, and then woke. Like it wasn't a dream. Like you were awake the whole time.
No, I was awake the whole time.
Wow, that's interesting.
What's that noise?
What do we got? Some background noise.
Hey, guess who's back?
Oh, great.
Hello?
Is this Braden?
Oh, great. It's Braden.
Nick? Is Nick still on the line?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, okay, we got both of you. All right.
You know what's hilarious?
You know what?
I just
All right, Braden's out.
Braden tries to get on the podcast. He fucks it all
found
up.
out-
Braden,
Oh my god. I don't know what I want to do here,
I
but
feel like he's hacking into a signal. or something.
I think the government's hacking his signal. He does not want. They do not want him talking.
this
to
is
us tonight.
an absolute joke. I want to reach through Skype. I want to reach through Skype right now and give you a rock bottom. Is what I want to do.
Ding ding.
Quit. Just hang up. You suck. Is he gone?
Braden.
Oh no, he's still there.
God
hear
damn.
stuff.
Braden, we can't hear a damn thing you're saying.
Hey, Braden, you're
See you
ruining.
guys later.
You're ruining the
Yeah,
podcast.
goodbye.
And your shitty connection. Get out. I'm taking him out. I'm taking him out. He's out. Get him out of
You're
here.
gone.
Remove from group. How about now, Nick?
I can't hear anything now. I can hear you guys.
You can hear us?
Okay, Braden's
good.
gone.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can hear you guys.
this guy, he misses the podcast. He tries to call in. He tries to ruin it.
I don't know.
Calling
I
in
don't know
from
what was
Stanley
going on.
Park or some shit with terrible connection. Trying to ruin our
I
shadow.
felt like somebody was trying to hack the signal.
That's
It
what-
sounded
it was
like
weird.
it.
He tries to ruin our shadow person story with Nick here. Fuck Braden.
I think
Yeah,
they.
fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the shadow person, you're pinned down. You can't move. There's a shadow person in your room. It gets sucked out the window, and all of a sudden you can move again.
Right. Exactly.
So what I was asking before Braden rudely interrupted
Fucking Braden.
is I was asking like, so when you saw this thing get sucked out of the window, were you conscious the whole time? Like immediately, like got out of bed and was like freaking out?
Yeah.
Or
I remember that night. I once I can move. I woke my wife up and I was like, I can't fucking breathe, you know.
oh,
And she's like, "What's
So
wrong?" She's like, "What the
fucking
fuck's
weird.
wrong with you?" You know.
oh god, yeah, that sounds scary.
Yeah,
It's sad
that was scary.
It's sad that we lost connection with correspondent Braden out in Stanley Park.
You know what probably happened to him? He probably got attacked by a shadow person while we're talking about him. He's probably dead.
Well, he's got a scary story of when we were growing up, and now that we're
But-
talking about shadow people,
You know what? He's told the story. You've missed it because you don't listen to the podcast.
well then you know the one.
Yeah, everyone knows the one.
Wait, is that the
You guys have-
the one where
that
you
was
saw
already
someone
thought
in
that
the
it was a
door?
shadow person?
Yeah,
that
wait,
one.
yeah, but he wasn't paralyzed. But yeah, he did see like a dark, shadowy figure in his doorway. All the
Yeah,
doors.
I remember that story.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It is a scary story.
But like, okay,
Like, could that have been a shadow person then? Like, you think?
well, like, okay, what is a shadow person? Like, I think it's a meshing of dimensions. But why does a shadow person, like, there's so many corresponding stories with shadow people and sleep paralysis, which like I don't understand and I don't know what that is.
It's weird.
Now,
that there's-
my buddy had a theory about this. All right, and he kind of brushed up to me. He goes, "How many? Like, take all the people that's had a shadow person story or a sleep paralysis story. Just take sleep paralysis, and you put them all in their age group.
Yeah.
I think he told me 90% of them are going from 17 to like 23, 24. Most of them, a good majority of them are doing that. Now, during that time, what's happening? You're coming out of puberty. Your hormones are changing. They're getting back to where they're going to be balanced completely into adulthood. I'm going to tell you now, since that last one, I haven't had one.
Wait, did you say
I was
did you say 20,
20
23, 24?
Yeah, I think that's what he told me. 23, 24. I've never seen these
But
statistics.
isn't puberty like, man, I'm gone through puberty like 12, 13, 14. So,
Well, 12, 13, 14, your hormones are going to be all jacked up until you're about 20, 21. Your hormones level out in your early 20s.
no, but like puberty like is like 12, 13, 14, your voice changes, you get a dick.
Right. That's when puberty,
blah.
that's when
Puberty lasts quite a few
balls
years,
drop.
though.
Yeah, when you hit that puberty, your hormones all spike. Now, maybe you're not in puberty the whole way, but your hormones are spiked all the way until they finally level out when
Well, yeah.
you're in your early 20s.
Yeah, you're young adolescent. So yeah, you're like your testosterone's higher, you want to fight more, blah blah blah.
Yeah, you want to fuck everything,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But it was an interesting statistic that he threw out. I mean, I've never seen this
So why
statistic.
why would
Then
that
again, I've never looked into it because I've had my own experience and I kind of don't want to ruin it for myself, you know?
So why would what's the theory then? Why if let's say from 13 to 23 or 24, shadow people experience. Why? Let's say it is a meshing of dimensions. Why just for the age group of people, and why just then? Like, why not? Like, why I'm 28 now, so why not? Why aren't shadow people just coming into my dimension now? Like, why can't I see them now?
See, that's the thing. That's a question I can't answer.
Yeah, I don't.
It's honest to God. I mean, I don't know. I hate to say it like that. I have no idea.
Well, it's
just as a mystery to me as it is to you guys. You know,
you just blew the top
We're
off
all
this
lost
little
on
recording
this
studio here.
Well, it's of course, it goes back to we don't understand human consciousness. We have no idea. Maybe there's a point in our lives, let's say when from puberty, early adolescence, before you're a full grown adult, 25, 28, 30, that you are more prone to experience an alternate dimension shift, like these shadow people and other paranormal things coming and going. We're fucking theorizing, that's what we do, but
holy cow.
I'm just wondering, and then if you go back even farther, little kids, young kids always say they can see ghosts, and they see oh hey, say you have a dead uncle. You've had dead uncle for 15 years, and let's say 5 years. The kid was 3 when he died, and when he's 8, he's oh, I seen Uncle Bob. He was in the park, and he talked to me. And you're like,
what?
Uncle Bob is dead. And you're like, oh no, but yeah, I know he's dead, but he talked to me. It's fucking
innocence. That's what it comes down to, innocence. My nephew has that. My wife's mom's been dead since she's been dead for 11 years now.
Right.
He never met her,
and he
never met her. He knows who she is. He says, "Grandma comes and talks to me at night."
How fucking,
it's innocence.
How fucking crazy is that?
When I would ghost hunt, I would tell them, if you're pregnant, I would tell any of the girls whenever we would have a girl in group, if you're pregnant, don't go.
Don't ghost
You're
hunt.
spiritually weaker.
Right.
So you can sense more things spiritually, obviously, and I've always told them you're more susceptible to having something just attached to you and follow you home, regardless if it's good or not. Their children don't understand what God is unless you really pound it into them when they're 3.
But they don't understand. No one really understands what God
is. Side is, or they don't understand what death is completely. They just think someone's taking a nap.
Yeah.
It's a complete innocence, and they don't understand that person is not alive, but you can see them. They don't understand that's a ghost.
So you think it's just
my
their
son
imagination?
Knows what a ghost is. I don't think honestly, I don't think it is imagination. I think the kids are seeing something spiritual, regardless if it's God or not. My son, I have a 2-year-old. Right, he knows what a ghost is. He's woken up in the middle of the night crying, going, "Ghost, ghost," He knows what a ghost is.
I fully, hey, I'm not going to say they know what a ghost is, but I feel like children have as we talked about, consciousness, their conscious mind transcends dimension almost. They can feel and experience supernatural things when after you get to a certain age, your mind just automatically shuts that off. That's not part of your consciousness anymore. But
it could be a defense system as you're growing up. Think about it that way.
Well,
you're
for sure.
You're a weaker person when you're a child. You're not going to be as strong as an adult.
Yeah.
You're not going to be. You're not going to be able to understand things as an adult, and your body naturally pulls something that none of us can explain.
Okay.
That makes you more heightened in that.
I got a crazy story that I'm just pulling out of the blue here because I wasn't really prepared to say it, but it was a well documented news article, and there was this kid. He was 4 years old, and he was talking to his mom. He was he had this birthmark on his head. And he's like, yeah, I remember dying. He remember being killed in a past life.
Oh, I've heard of this.
He remember being killed in a past life, and his mom's like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, I was killed. I'm dead, mommy. I was dead, and I came back to you, and I chose you as my new parents. And his mom was like, oh, super fucking freaked out. And then he's like, yeah, I can show you who killed me. So his mom contacted the local police, wherever it was, and they went to the guy's house and they confronted him. And obviously the guy denied. He's like, no, I would never do that. And he's like, no, mommy, I can show you where my body is. I can show you where my body is. So he took his mom told the cops this. The cops are obviously super fucking weirded out, but they followed because it's a lead of some kind on an unsolved case. So they followed, and the kid showed where his past life body was buried. They dug him up. Sure enough, the kid said he was killed with an axe in the head, and this kid had like a birthmark on his head. And sure enough, the body that they found was a murdered child with an axe wound in his head, like and then when they found the body, and the cops went back to this guy, and they're like, "Listen, we found this body," and this kid says, like, obviously, like, it's super fucking weird, but the kid says that you're the murderer. What do you have to say? The guy fucking confessed. The kid knew his murderer in the next life, found his body, and convicted his prior life's murderer. How fucking crazy is that?
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I've heard that story, and it's nuts. Some of the things I've heard, ghost stories or paranormal stories like that, like it's nuts what some of these kids can do.
It's
or what they understand, at least, you know.
They have like a completely different understanding of, like, fuck. And it's like
that almost proves that reincarnation, I guess.
Well, it's like
you come back.
Well, it's just like it just proves like it just proves like a, I don't know about reincarnation, like, well, yeah, reincarnation, let's say, in a way, but it just proves like a multiverse theory that is an energy transcends dimensions. And you can even push that. You can even push that. Like, let's say the UFO phenomenon, the alien phenomenon we're experiencing now, is a trans-dimensional or multi-dimensional being who has found technology or developed technology enough to push the borders of their own dimension into another.
You just blew my mind.
It's fucking crazy because we've talked about, like, many times in the podcast now, like, unless you have some crazy technology that can go a million times light speed to go across the galaxy as we know it in a straight line, just takes too long. So it makes, to me and a lot of other people, more sense that you could just cross dimensions from another universe into ours as like a multi-dimensional being. That, like, for me, that makes sense.
That does make it pretty good.
Obviously, we got no. I don't have proof. I'm not a scientist, but if you fucking hashtag look it up, you'll start seeing, like, it's a very, very strong possibility that that's what the UFO phenomenon is, and that's what these alien beings and shadow people and ghosts and demons and angels, or whatever you want to call them, is probably has something to do with something like that. That's my personal.
It makes sense.
Opinion. Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. It makes complete sense. It's just like some of the story. Like I think I heard a story like that, but it wasn't exactly that one. I think it was more of a villager kid, like out in, the boonies or something. That he goes, "This guy murdered me and my family." He had a scar on his body somewhere, and they went to that village and found out that the guy confessed when he said, "You killed my family. I could tell you where I'm buried." It's the same story pretty much, but not quite the same, I guess you say.
Look it up. I could be wrong. I could be an urban legend, but like I've heard that story. I could have swore I've read it somewhere on like some type of news channel, but like you hear that kind of stuff like a lot, like kids like seeing ghosts and like past life experiences and like, oh, this is who I was in my past life, mommy, and like all this like weird fucking shit. So
some people's kids, man.
Some people's kids are fucking psychics. So
yeah, my nephew seeing his grandma. I swear to God, that kid's got some kind of gift. He knows things that he shouldn't know.
See, it's one thing to hear about it and read about it, but it's another thing to be there and like experience it, like hearing the kid say it.
Yeah,
and just the shock of it. You're like, oh,
like I'm super open-minded, skeptic of a lot of this stuff, but if I was to see if I had a cousin, like a little cousin, or like someone that I knew, like a little kid, say some of this shit, I'd be like, holy fuck, like I believe you. Like I can honestly say that I believe you in some way, like what you're saying is true.
That's the thing. When like I said, when I started out, it was everything is something paranormal, but now the group that I'm going back into when I move is we're all skeptical. Because we go in completely thinking you're crazy. You're hearing things, or your mind is going nuts. We go in to debunk. And if it's like, hey, I got this voice, nobody was talking, it's paranormal because we can't technically explain it, or this fell off the wall because the screw is messed up, you know?
Right.
It's causing it to come off the wall every night.
I think it's a really strong thing to, you should go on, if someone tells you something, you should go into it trying to debunk it. But at the same time, you just keep you look from both sides. Like, okay, guy's fucking crazy. I want to debunk him. This is absolute bullshit. But then if you start looking at it, you're like, wait a minute, maybe he's telling the truth, or maybe this kid, he's telling the truth. Maybe he did get killed in a prior life or something like that. Like, it's just fucking crazy. Like, this shit is just popping up too much to not. It can't just be coincidence. It can't just be like, oh, just dumb luck that this kid just randomly knew this guy killed him in a past life.
It's just 1 in 100.
Like, there's not even an odd. Like, it's just like it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts what goes on nowadays with just the paranormal in general. I have another story if you guys want to hear it. It's not quite a shadow person story, but I did have.
Just tell us.
I have another sleep paralysis one. Back in probably about 2008. My some stuff happened and we had to move out of our house, and I was living with my grandma, and I slept in like the front room on a couch, and one night I woke up, my brother slept on the other couch. I woke up, couldn't move, and I'm trying to make any kind of noise to wake him up, to just like help me out, you know. And same situation, I'm laying on my back, I'm looking up, and didn't see anything, trying to move, and I felt a hand touch the side of my head.
Oh.
And this now you can feel a hand, but I could feel a hand, 5 fingers push my face into my pillow. Before I finally I don't remember if he woke up or it just let go of me. And I could move, and it was the same thing where I kind of, you know, I took a gasp of air when I finally could move. And he woke up and he's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" You know, he woke me up, and I was like, "Dude, I don't know." I rolled back over and moved back to sleep and just tried to forget about it.
It's so.
But those two stories right there are the two that scare the crap out of me. Like I've always like 2008. I was 20.
Right.
I can put the statistic my buddy threw at me. But that one's like when I felt 5 fingers touch the side of my face, I knew it was something that I couldn't physically explain, and I just tried to just block it out completely because it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun experience.
No, it
sounds terrible.
Like, okay, if I come at it as a skeptic, I'm like, okay, let's say you're dreaming, but it was such a real dream, you feel like it was real life.
Night terrors. You're
night terrors. And that's what people will tell you, like, oh, you're having night terrors. But there's so many instances of that same type of thing, like just unexplained, like phenomenon. You're like, it's got to be something else than just like, oh, you're just having night terrors. You're just a little bit crazy. You're like,
yeah. And the thing with night terrors, you can debunk night terrors is an ongoing thing. You have night terrors every other night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is a condition.
I mean, you're talking about sleep paralysis, like once every 3 or 4 months, you know, then you can chalk it up to like you're just kind of going through something. It's stress or something. Or like my thing is I felt 5 fingers touch the side of my face, or I saw a shadow just kind of vacuum out of the room. You know, it's some stuff you can't really put on paper and explain it to a scientist or whatever, you know?
No, like I totally agree. I'm not a scientist. I've never had anything happen personally, but all the stuff I've read and like watched, there is so much shit in the world that is not explained. It just can't all be just like chalked up like, oh, they're just crazy or they have some condition. There's something else.
There's something
else going on in the world that we just that we can't comprehend with our current level of consciousness right now. Like it's just there's something going on. Like it's fucking weird. I don't know. It's just like it just absolutely boggles my fucking mind when I think about this stuff.
Oh yeah. And when it comes to looking up stuff like that, you have to really look at what do you think, what you believe and what you don't believe. Like when it comes to those TV shows, I tell everyone when they ask me, "Oh, you're a ghost hunter? Oh, is it like the TV show?" Hell no, it's not like the TV show.
Okay,
that's a TV. It's going to entertain you.
I'll say the TV show it's a fucking TV show. Like it's made to be entertaining. Like they're putting drama in there. They're doing like right. That shit's not. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, oh, you hear that? Oh, there's a ghost over there. Like, oh, there's the EMF is going off. Like, come on.
And honestly,
Yeah, it's different.
I'm not going to debunk all of them. Like a couple of them, they started out and they were legit. I thought they were legit, and now they're, they've kind of gone back into a TV show. And then the only one that I ever thought was legit in the beginning was Ghost Adventures with Zach and Aaron and all of them.
Yeah.
I thought they were legit in the beginning. Like their first 3 or 4 seasons, they were on it. If they didn't find anything, they didn't find anything. One season they went to a place called the Black Swan Inn. It's in Victoria, Texas, if I remember correctly. Victoria, it's in Texas somewhere. My old group, they paid and they went to that same inn. And the lady they talked to, they asked them, the Ghost Adventures, they're known for the overnight lockdown, one night or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I found out that they were there for a week. That was footage from a week worth of lockdowns.
It's fucked up, man.
Wow.
That's the thing. And that's why they think Nick left the show, because it got too dramatic.
It wasn't being made for TV now. It's like it's just been.
It's not so much real ghost hunting. You're just shooting.
Yeah,
video
and which Nick's new. I just saw Nick's new show, and that's a pretty good show. I'm not gonna lie. He does like a 3-day lockdown, but you're not gonna be able to tell unless you really go to that place and say how long was he really here.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick. If we were to take a camera into a haunted place, what would we need to do to get like a real ghost experience or like a paranormal, multidimensional being experience? What would we have to do?
Honestly, I can't tell you anything you could do. The thing is, when we would go into any places, there was a big chance you weren't going to find anything.
Right.
There's been plenty of places I've gone and found absolutely nothing. And what's boring and tedious is watching all that footage that you got and not finding a damn thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can go in and you can get like an EM pump, which just throws out an electromagnetic wave in the area. You can, I've heard, if you take batteries, like a whole bunch of like D batteries into an area, it'll help something kind of manifest. The best thing, if anybody's trying to start to be a paranormal investigator, the best thing to do is get a cheap recorder, a camera, and a flashlight. That's the 3 basic things.
Just go in and see what happens.
Just go in and see what happens. And when you don't find anything, don't give up. It happens. There's gonna be like 4 places you go to back to back that you're not gonna find jack shit.
Yeah.
That's what they don't tell you. It's a boring hobby. It's fun. Like I love doing it. I love going into like these haunted, creepy places at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And even though I don't find anything, there's just that experience of doing it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I go in with a bunch of buddies. We laugh. We crack jokes. We're talking to the darkness and trying to get something to answer back. It's fun. For me, it's fun.
Yeah.
But some people, they give up easily on it.
Huh. Yeah, I'm like,
Gotta be persistent.
you gotta be persistent, I guess.
Exactly.
It's just like we're coming up to the end here, Nick, for you. But what I gotta say is, there's some fucking weird going on, and you have all these like particle accelerators in the world, like the CERN in fucking Switzerland and shit. They're onto something that we don't know. I don't think they're crashing they're crashing atoms into each other and like looking for quirks and shit. I feel like they're looking for like that link between dimensions. And I feel like I feel like the more they do this like these particle accelerators and crash them into each other and looking for black holes and other type of phenomenon like that, I think that is like thinning the veil between dimensions. And I think that's why like the UFO phenomenon like that shit is getting more intense. I think it's like we not necessarily our government, but there's got to be some type of we always talk about like the powers that be or like the New World Order or the Illuminati or whoever it is. There's people like that are onto this and they're trying to find out what it is.
And my thing is, when it comes to that, is what is it? What is the end game for that? What's going to happen?
Is the end?
I think honestly, I think what it is they're trying to find another dimension or get to another dimension and time travel.
It's a possibility.
Which I think time travel. I think, honest to God, I saw something that kind of blew my mind when I read it. When it comes to time travel, I think time travel has existed, but they can't figure it out. I think what happens is when you start doing a time machine, the Earth is moving constantly.
Okay, I got to.
So think about it. If you go,
quick fact for you about time travel.
Love it.
Now
okay.
it's a quite possibly be a form of time travel. They recently discovered a 500 million year old trilobite fossil.
Okay.
And so now the fossil, it is said that it was crushed by a sandaled foot.
How the fuck would they find that?
I guess
How am I going to figure that out?
the pattern that
It
was
looks
crushed,
like a tread or something.
it looks like a tread was like crushed its back and left indents, and they're saying it looked like a sandaled foot
Honestly, like
on like a big ass bug. Probably your whole foot just fucking stomped the thing.
I really don't think it's time travel, because the more I get into this stuff, I just feel like human beings, we have just been around for so long and have so many different iterations of us. Like, let's say there's been like every 6,000 years humans rise, we get really advanced, and we fall, and then we go back to the Stone Age and we just rise again. I feel like we've just been around longer than the people who like, they're like, oh, Homo sapiens at like 2 million years we were apes, and then we kind of 500,000 years ago we evolved into whatever we are, and then 6,000 years ago we were advanced. Like, either it's some type of alien intervention or just humans have just been around for that long. That's kind of how I feel, and that's why, like, when you see all these pictures of like giants and shit, everyone's like, oh, they're all fake, but there's so many fucking pictures of these giants. I think that's just like another time of humans when there was more oxygen in the air, when humans just grew bigger. That's what I kind of think.
Another quick fun fact is, on a bunch of the pyramids, there's pictures of people building the pyramids. So now, how, like, the stones that build the pyramids, they're fucking huge. One person could not lift them. Now,
100 people don't lift those.
Carved into the fucking pyramids, there's pictures of a single person with one big fucking stick over his shoulder, carrying two of them, walking them to the pyramid. Those are pictures on the pyramid that are like 2,000 years old.
Okay, it's fucking bonkers.
So whatever, just massive people that helped build the pyramids.
I think the pyramids are a lot older than 6,000 years. Like, if you ever watch I've talked about the last couple of podcasts, the Michael Tellinger stuff. It makes a lot of sense that humans aren't 6,000 years old. We're fucking way older. We were probably giants at one time. And let's say either it was some type of alien help, or like our god, let's say it was the Anunnaki or whoever you want to call it, helped us build the pyramids and gave us technology, or we were just way bigger and way stronger and we could build that. Like, a 40-story pyramid then was really like a 5-story pyramid now, because we were just that much bigger. Like, fucking who knows? It's fucking crazy. Like, that shit they tell us that they like used a bunch of million slaves to build the pyramids over 20 years or whatever the fuck it is.
That could just be like a religion that's been fucking forced on a generation at a time, and that was just what was taught to everyone.
No, like history is written by those who win the war. Like, who fucking no one really knows, and that's the point we're kind of at now. Is we have no fucking idea. We don't know what the paranormal is. We don't know what shadow people are. We don't know what aliens are. Are they interdimensional? Are they just like? Are they something we just have no clue? It could just be something completely insane that we just cannot comprehend right now. Bonkers, man.
Yeah. All we can do is guess.
Yeah, that's about it.
We speculate, we theorize, and that's what we do. And like, I just hate when that's like the absolute, like, oh, this is how it is, and just listen to that and just go your way. Like, no, like humans in general, like, should always question everything. Everything. Fucking period. Like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, they're dinosaurs, blah blah blah. Like, okay, were dinosaurs around when people are around? Like, they say no. Like, oh, they're around 65 million years ago. It's very possible that humans.
Yeah, like, how do we know that we weren't around?
It very well could be that these giant skeletons and shit are being hid because they don't, like, they want to say that the powers that be don't want us to know, but it very well could be that there was some type of humanoid being back then who just lived with dinosaurs. Like,
it's a possibility.
All these religious texts say, like, oh, it's only 6,000 years old. Like, well, how do you explain dinosaurs? And they're like, oh, we live with dinosaurs or whatever. Fuck, maybe it very well could be we live with dinosaurs like a long fucking time ago, or maybe dinosaurs were not that old. Like,
maybe they didn't die out as long ago as we thought.
I really think this dinosaurs.
Maybe they didn't die out.
I think they just transformed. Dinosaurs transformed. I don't know. Like, fuck. Like, who? We don't know. It's just. Yeah, I don't know.
right, Nick, what do you got for us?
Yeah,
Last
next,
statement, we gotta let you go for the night.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go. We're approaching about an hour here. So, what else you got for us on the paranormal?
That's I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. I kind of talked about everything I wanted to.
Perfect.
Don't believe what they tell you, guys.
All right, Nick, give us one last statement.
Follow me at Nick the Coon on Twitter.
Boom! There you
Boom,
go.
there it
Nick
is.
the Coon on Twitter.
All right,
Boom,
thanks, Nick.
plugged in. Oh, and I'm starting a network. We're probably going to be shooting off in January. So
All
look
right.
out for some podcasts from me.
Give us the name. You got a name yet?
Right now we have 4 slated. We don't have hardcore names, but the network's the Paratheory Network.
Paratheory Network.
Yeah, you can follow me at Paratheory Network. It's Paratheory NT on Twitter. We're going to launch in January.
Okay, you're going to alien on us on the
All right.
Skype here, but we're gonna follow the Paratheory Network, and we'll let people know. Don't worry, buddy.
All right, thanks for being with us tonight, Nick.
Okay, we'll talk to you later, man.
See you guys later.
Bye. Honestly,
That got deep. There was some.
it was fucking cool. Like that shit. I honestly didn't know where we were going tonight. I had no idea. I came with nothing.
It was quick. We didn't prepare that much.
I didn't prepare fuck all. Well, I don't usually prepare anything, but
He had some good experience that he told us about. That scared me.
Well, like-
gave me goosebumps.
well, yeah, he's got some fucking paranormal experience, like ghost hunting and shit. Like we don't have anything of that. I'm just like, I can't wrap my head around like what the paranormal is.
I don't think anybody can. Everyone can give their little. Oh, it's just ghosts.
I don't think
theory,
it-
but
Honestly, like I always, maybe it's a cop out or something, but like I always like in conspiracies and anything like this, I always think it's like it's a combination of all, like everyone has like an idea, and I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's probably not just people dying and their spirits staying here and fucking haunting you. It's probably not just a multi-dimensional being like crossing with our dimension and their shadow roaming around. It's fucking probably something in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be.
let us know what you guys think, our listeners. Give us a shout out. What is our Twitter handle?
Oh yeah, where fucking go? If you don't know our Twitter handle by now, I mean like just
You're obviously not a good listener.
just go fuck yourself. No, follow us at Truth Is Out There. THURR. Alien Theorist Theorizing Facebook. AlienTheorist.com. Any questions, concerns, hate mail, or anything else?
We love it all.
Fucking send us some hate mail. Like,
Send us
fuck,
something.
Who cares? AlienTheorist@gmail.com. We got case files coming. The studio is it's getting really close now. The roof is on. Shit is happening.
New studio coming soon.
And
It's gonna be nice.
well,
Sound
like
is gonna be way better.
Braden, fuck Braden.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck Braden. Like
Enjoy the park.
enjoy the park, Braden. Yeah, cunt. Oh, anyways, we love Braden. He wants
Yeah,
he wants to come on. He's in Vancouver. He's doing his shit, whatever the fuck he's doing, MIB or we honestly,
doing something
It's fucking
somewhere.
We don't know what
We don't know what it is.
He's like our best friend. We don't know what he's doing.
He won't tell us.
He lives in Vancouver. He does something
He
all
moved.
week.
He uprooted and moved for something that we don't know about. We don't know what it is.
He wants to come on. He texted me today. I want to come on, but I can't. So I said, "Well, fuck you. We're going to beak you." So that's what we're doing right now.
This is it. This is the.
Him and his fucking red Budweiser sweats. He's probably wearing them right now in the
I
park.
bet he is. Yeah.
Nobody's probably doing right now. Actually, 100%. I bet she's playing Pokemon.
Oh.
I bet she's walking.
guaranteed.
I bet she's walking around the park at Stanley Park catching some Pokemon. He tried to Skype in. His data was being too used by Pokemon, so it was a bad connection. So we had to hang up on him. I bet you that's what he's doing. Oh fucker.
I can see him. He doesn't get out that much. So.
No. Whatever he's doing,
He's playing
he's
Pokemon.
busy all the time, so he's definitely just Pokemon.
All right. What do we got? Any more? You got any more? Let's go back to
Like,
conspiracies. You got any more conspiracies?
More conspiracies. I don't know. What do you got?
You know what? I don't think I got. Okay, another conspiracy. Here we go. I think you guys have heard of it. I don't
Wow.
think we've talked about it.
Might have heard of it.
Elvis is alive.
Elvis is like fucking what, 90 years old if he was alive or something.
81,
That's it.
I believe.
Only 81. Okay.
I think. Well, it could have been that. So here's the theory is there's footage of a bearded man. There's footage of a bearded man, which is apparently 81-year-old Elvis, working on Graceland. He's a groundskeeper at Graceland.
Just a doppelganger?
So now, it may be.
But
So
it
now,
looks like Elvis.
It's a possibility that he faked his death, didn't want to be in the limelight anymore, got out of it, faked his death, and now, went to a simple life. Because there's, in the footage, he raises his hand, and he signals to the camera with 2 fingers, like a V, and apparently that's like some sort of sign that, like, I'm still alive.
The V.
And so the
What do you mean the V is?
We get to the math, and I don't know math that well. I just know theories.
Fair.
So
I don't really know math. I don't really know book learning that good.
gets
But
into math with Roman numerals, and
so that's
there's
like
an
that's like a 5 or something. A V, right?
yeah, there's an old phrase where it was like that. That was like a signal. That was like, oh, I'm still here.
Okay.
And so now that's the theory, is that groundskeeper that was caught, that's Elvis. Caught on film, but who knows?
Well, like, man, you hear like these fucking famous people. Like you hear Tupac's alive, and maybe like it's just a lot of people that like fake their deaths. Like, I've heard all like, I almost believe that Hitler's alive or was alive, like in Argentina for a while.
I could see that.
There's that conspiracy where Hitler, like because he committed suicide. His body was never really found. I don't think.
I don't think it was found.
I never really looked into it, but like the conspiracy, there's pictures of that's this guy in Argentina. It looks just like fucking Hitler. He very well could be just a doppelganger.
There are some good doppelgangers out there. I mean, Nicolas Cage is apparently like 500 years old.
Well, fuck. Like,
Old photos, man.
you know what? Maybe that's just like a reincarnation.
It could be.
Maybe if we're talking about like alternate dimensions and shit. I'm alive now. I die. My physical like physique is just transferred to a different dimension in a different being. They die. That is just transferred back to this dimension.
And so it's just you again.
And you and me,
but like 400
being again,
years
but
later.
that's like not really me, but like it looks just like me,
Damn.
right?
That's a possibility, man.
Who's to tell us it's not?
Nobody.
Fucking nobody.
Fucking nobody. That was awesome.
I don't know. It's just like my mind is always constantly just getting fucking blown apart. Pretty much is what's going on most of the time.
This has been a good show. My mind has been blown a couple times.
I don't even know what we talked about. I blacked out.
The hair on my neck was standing most of the time.
It's got fucking shadow people. You got these kids who claim who find their killers of their past life. It's fucking nuts.
That's incredible.
It's not just
Hashtag look it up.
hashtag like just mind blown.
Yeah.
Period.
All right, something cool to check out online.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever talked about IcarusInterstellar.org?
I don't think so.
So it's a group of scientists, and what their sole mission is to create ships and have interstellar travel space, see what's out there. Now, if you go to
Which
their
is
website,
fucking awesome.
you
But
can go to their website, you can donate to them, and they show what projects they're working on.
I'm all for interstellar travel. Like obviously, I would love to see people go to a different solar system or different star, like different or whatever, different galaxy or whatever the fuck it is. As far as I know, we can't fucking do that because we don't have any technology that can get across space like that. We don't have a straight line technology that's fast enough for human beings without some type of like. Okay, well, unless like humans could like upload their consciousness onto a hard drive. When you get there, you upload it back onto a robot, and that robot is a human now, like human consciousness, but they're a robot.
Kind of like Avatar. You get an avatar.
Yeah, like a fucking like a robot avatar where you put your consciousness across the space time and or whatever it is.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah,
I just feel like those people are just searching for money more than anything, but.
it could be.
I would love nothing like obviously me, you, Braden, like all of the theorists here would love that shit to be true.
Yeah, I would love. Like, I mean, I don't know much about them. I don't know much about. It could just be a scam.
Like,
if you got any of our listeners, if you got ideas or knowledge on what they are and what they do, give us a shout. Let us know.
Yeah, if you got some insight, if you got some information that we don't know that or we can't find, fucking tell us.
We'd
Even
love
if
it.
like just tell us. Like we may not believe you, but fucking tell us because we just want to know. We want to know.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
We want it.
We want knowledge because we don't have any. Our knowledge consists of us taking stories and then trying to make sense of them and then just getting our mind blown and just fucking drinking beer.
Yeah, getting drunk.
Oh,
You
man.
know what? I think that's all I got for this.
You know what? That was like, it was fun. Like, I love, like, the paranormal. I just feel like the paranormal and aliens and all this shit is like it's just a whole different thing. Like, it's not just aliens coming from another solar system. It's not just fucking your spirit just leaving your body when you die and then haunting someone. It's got to be something different.
Yeah, it could be like interdimensional planes or something.
I strongly lean towards like multidimensional or interdimensional or whatever you want to call it. The universe superstring theory, like the multiverse or whatever the fuck you want to say. Some type of like meshing of those dimensions together, and that's kind of what that is. The only thing I don't know is like, okay, we have this dimension. We're sitting here in the little studio. We got this computer. We got the TV. We got a couple of beers. Right now, is there another dimension that's almost the same, but not quite? Like maybe you have 4 eyes or something right now. Like is it that what it is? Is
Could
it
it
like,
get like as minuscule as like just we're drinking like a different type of beer too, though, rather than
well, that's the theory. I think there's like it's
everything?
an infinite amount of universes happening in sequence at the same time.
whoa.
On like a fucking on like a whole, or like is it the same time or is it like different timelines and you can jump back and forth between timelines?
I wish we had the answers.
If there only was like some type of hotline I could just pick up and just make a call and be like, listen, just fucking tell me already.
Hopefully that's what Trump does if he wins. Just let it all go. Tell us everything.
Oh my God, don't get me started on the election.
That's pretty bad.
I'm sorry, America.
Listeners in the States, we're sorry. That sounds what
Honestly,
we're getting in Canada, it looks and sounds bad. So.
It just like it's a train wreck and we can't look away. I don't know what's gonna happen. Honestly, it's just like
Great
what's
analogy.
happening. What's
It
happening in
is.
the States and like the military-industrial complex and all that shit in the United States and the global fucking like empire that's going on in the United States that's controlled by whatever type of shadow government or Illuminati or whatever the fuck you want to say. It's fucking bonkers.
It is. It's mind-boggling.
It's like I feel like it's a like ultimate corruption on like on the highest scale is what's going on down there. And like I know like everyone listening to this or most people listening are like they agree. And everyone fucking knows what's going on. Like something weird is going on.
We should try and we should have a conspiracy power hour where we get callers from states. Call us. Tell us what you think's going on. And then we're going to conspiracy about it.
We'll before the election, we will do a conspiracy U.S. election power hour where we just talk to people and it's like, what is your honest view? Like you got fucking Bernie Sanders. You got all these millions of dollars being donated to him. But the whole time, really, like, everyone knew he was going to lose. So it's like, that's just, like, shitty. Like, that just sucks.
It's a big scam. Like, there was a lot of people that donated money to him.
Like, yeah, there's like millions of dollars donated to feel the burn. And now he's up now he's up there fucking endorsing criminal Hillary. There's more people at the fucking Democratic National Convention, whatever it's called, saying Hillary for prison than Hillary for president. So is that democracy? You be the judge. I don't know. But it's fucking weird.
I believe that there should be.
I believe that she's
She should go
some
to
type
jail.
of fucking alien because you see some of these videos of her reacting when the video gets put on her, and she is she like her reaction is like she like bobs her head in like a weird way and like wah! And you're like, no human does that. Like humans, especially like a high ranking like political leader, does not like bob their head and like open their mouth and like their eyes go fucking wide and like crock their head in a weird way.
It could just be like a nervous fucking twitch in front of that many people. Public speaking.
But it's all the time. You see, okay,
It is all the time.
did you
though.
see when? Okay, there's someone put a video of when Bernie Sanders is endorsing her. He's giving a speech. She's sitting beside him, and she's just nodding her head like 420 times, just like yep, 2, 3, 4, just nodding her head like. Okay, you get like 4 or 5, 6 nods. Let's say 20 nods. Let's say 100 nods in that speech. 400 nods.
What about she was doing before the show?
Like she's all fucked. She's coking out or something. It's like she is on some drugs, or she's an alien, and she's like trying to. She's like, I don't know how these humans do it, but I gotta try and fit in. Like fucking who knows? Anyways, I gotta talk all night about that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we're gonna end her here. We're gonna go after hours. We got a couple more callers, so
Do we? All right.
You know what?
Right, is that it? That's it for tonight?
In the words of Braden, keep those eyes on the skies.
Skies.